Well, we've started strong. That's a bit unusual. No, I've seen what I've seen so far is teams on different paths, and I say that with a little bit of history now. Delhi, a good example last night, desperately looking for a win after a period of times to settle down. I see teams that are confident from last year, and Rajasthan and Kings 11 who are a bit dynamic. I see a lot of threads from last year coming through, and the personality of this year's competition hasn't yet taken shape. So there's still that early days where you're happy to get a couple of wins on the board, you're nervous if you haven't got off the mark. It's sort of that jostling as you settle down new players. So it's like a first date really for the first 3 or 4 games, just working through it. Well, it's been good for us to whenever you have a couple of games to start at home, you can, and with a bit of time, you need to try and maximise that. We did that, we scraped across the line with one and played very well in the other. This is a different challenge, and that's what we're addressing today. We'll train well. We've always enjoyed playing here. Some of our players have had really good success. The Indian players still vividly remember the World Cup win, so there's some good feelings around this ground. But there's a realism that it's going to be tough, and given the start that Mumbai's had, it's going to be tougher. So we come here, in some ways, I won't say underdog, that's the New Zealand way, but in some ways we know we're really going to have to play well and not show any complacency or any overconfidence. It'll be a very hard-fought game. We're under no illusions about that. Well, we're always trying to get better. We haven't won for 3 years. We've come very close, but we have to earn the right to get there. And what we're trying to do is climb slowly, step by step, into that position again. You have to play very well throughout a long period of time to get there. So we're trying to earn the right to rectify another final or have a shot at another final. And that's probably what every team is looking to do. But we know step by step it's those little steps getting across the line. And the first game is very important. We're a metre away from losing. That's not lost on us, and it's the fact that we just got to keep grinding results out. If we play well and you have McCullum get 100, Dhoni 60, chances are we'll win the game. But that doesn't happen all the time. It's trying to recreate that feeling. It might be Rainer's game in this next one, or someone else's turn, Smith, and keep just boosting your match winners up, and that's what we pride ourselves on. We could have an absolute disaster, but we'll just take it in our stride. So it's just the grind really to try and earn that right to rectify the finals. Yeah, I have sympathy for Jadeja. It's a hard role to play. If you look at how many balls he's faced over the last year, it's probably very minimal. So he doesn't get a chance to show his wares, and when he does, how much work batsmanship is really put into him in the nets. He comes in, he has to hit a quick 20 to win the game or to get a score. So we're really working hard on his batting. He's a better batter than that. So this 2 months is about trying to get his skills up to play rather than just having him practice hitting in that role. There's a bigger plan in place with Jadeja. With his bowling, I think there's a little bit of confidence. We just needs to get some overs under his belt. We've got the other guys bowling well, so there's no pressure there. But he's still an important part. His 4 overs in the right conditions will still be important. I don't know, but it works best for us because we have strong relationships and players understand their roles and also understand other players' roles. So we find it, for us, it's the best way to operate, that consistency flows through in performance. And our record suggests that it's a good philosophy for us, and the players are comfortable with that. For other teams, hard to say, but I can't see another style that I would like to work with. I think this is where I get the most rewards, and the team certainly performs well under this. It's what they do, really. I'm in a glorified job with the best players in the world, and it's just providing an environment where they feel they can be at their absolute best. We'll take the Brendan McCullum failure in the first game for 100 in the second, take another couple of failures for another 100 in the fifth. So it's that ability to accept warts and all what the player does, and also understand that in 2020 we're going to have hits and misses, but to have different players stand up on different games is a very important component of any team, and I think this team does it as well as anybody. And you also not only get success, but others strive for success. So the guys who missed out on the last game hopefully are hungry at this one, and you get that cycle of form. And that's the other benefit of not changing teams too much. You're going to have guys who go down and come back up. But if you chop and change, you might always be on the downside. You could get it right and always have the player on the upside, but in a 2020 cycle, form is pretty fickle. So we like to give the players more time to relax and play their natural games.